Here's what a successful season looks like for the Baltimore Ravens. They absolutely have to make the AFC Championship game. If they lose in the divisional, disappointment.
Let's do AFC North.
AFC North.
Bengals.
You want to take the Bengals?
Yeah.
You should take the Ravens.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll
You're
take
the
the
big
Ravens.
Ravens. Let me take the Browns.
Sure, I'll take the Steelers.
Dude, nice. Fuck yeah, man. Hell yeah.
I
right.
believe they maybe should take the Steelers, low key. Like you're kind of a Steeler guy.
No, he's gonna say they're.
Can
gonna
I go
have to
first this
win
time?
the fucking Super Bowl.
Sure.
Can I go first this time? We'll
Yeah,
go
go
back.
for it.
We'll
Go
go
for it.
wrap
We'll
around.
wrap
Yeah,
around.
we'll do the wrap around. This is what a successful season would look like for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kenny Pickett solidifies himself as the franchise quarterback. George Pickens has 1,400 yards.
Oh my god.
And
Go
That's
thousands.
pushing it.
all right,
Let's go
1,200.
Sure.
And they win 10 games.
Ooh!
That's a successful
Mike
season.
Tomlin doesn't go below 500. So
Exactly.
like it.
That's exactly
the
right.
No, that's why I'm
I was gonna
shocked
say
that
9.
you're-
I was
That
gonna
would
say
be more
9.
than successful. That would
But-
be Mazel Tov.
Mazel
That's
tov.
overachieving.
I'm just saying if the Pittsburgh Steelers
How many Mazel Tov
make
per
that
episode does Adam go?
like
at least one,
Two?
1.5.
Yeah.
If the Steelers are a lock to go above 500 because of Mike Tomlin, so I'm going to say they'll win one extra game, right? That's 10.
2 games.
Two
Oh, wait,
extra?
no. 1.
9 and 8.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
10
Yeah.
and
10 and 7. So
Great
the
point.
Steelers,
They win one more
Nine
game.
if the
point.
Steelers win
Good
10
Good
games
Good point.
and Kenny Pickett is really good, you know,
Bro, what the fuck is gonna happen to
25
The AFC North is
touchdowns.
so good, bro.
I mean, and that defense is still nasty in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they are, bro. They are. That's crazy.
I think that would be a successful
Yeah.
season for the Steelers.
I also think
I
if they,
agree.
if
I
they
agree.
happen to go 9 and 8, and you saw Kenny
I have-
Pickett be the franchise quarterback, that would technically
Well,
also
he
be
was
a
not.
success.
I have
they
no
were 9-8 last year. And
expectations.
half the year, Kenny Pickett was ass.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah.
If Kenny Pickett has a really good season, you put up the same like. Also,
No,
another
he has
small
a
one.
better
I have no
They got
playoff
Joey. I think they got
expectations
Joey
for them.
Porter.
I have no. Yeah, they
Yeah,
got
he's
Joey
good.
Porter from Penn State. Like he was
He's
their
good.
first round pick. He ends up being
They have
a
Minka.
cornerback one. Like
Is
someone
TJ
that can
healthy?
lock someone down.
Yep.
TJ's
He's
healthy.
healthy.
Yeah, so
Dude,
they
the
could be
Steelers,
they
man.
could be nice. But yeah, I have no playoff expectations.
So you think
for
a
them.
successful season is they have to improve by one game and Kenny Pickett's the franchise?
Yes,
guy?
exactly.
Okay.
And
I
George
think it's more
Pickens is
dependent
awesome.
on
I think it's
Kenny
more
Pickett. You can't-
dependent on
in
Kenny
that
Pickett.
division in the AFC in general. I don't know if making the playoffs is like.
I don't know if winning
that
10
hard. Like,
games.
10 and 7 might not make the playoffs. So just,
Exactly.
just
10
see
games is
improvement.
hard.
In
I have
Kenny
no
Pickett.
playoff expectations.
That's the best division in football.
Yeah, easily.
Easily.
Yes, I agree.
Adam.
Next.
Close. This is what a successful season looks like for the Cleveland Browns. Well, first and foremost, I think you got to make the playoffs. That's the bare minimum. Deshaun Watson needs to return to a top 5
I
quarterback.
think first and foremost, you need to see Deshaun.
Yeah,
Well, you need to
agreed.
see, yes, but if they make the playoffs, Deshaun Watson is likely that top 5 quarterback
Yeah.
again.
Deshaun
So you gave him
Watson.
$230 million guaranteed. You need to prove that this money was worth it. You need to also show that the other owners, because everyone's speaking out about that contract, rightfully so, that he is the guy who was worth the money. So and they had a massive offseason. I think the Cleveland Browns had the quietest
Very
and
smooth.
best offseason of any team, and no one's talking about the Browns. The Browns need to win 9 to 10 games. Now, they need to win 10 games, and they need to make the playoffs at bare minimum. But I think it's the most important thing that Deshaun Watson's a top 5 quarterback again, which he should be.
I don't
and
even
will
know
be.
about top 5. Just creep back into like the top 7-ish range.
But the thing is, we've seen him be a top 5, top 3 quarterback, so we
Top
know
two.
it's
but
there.
But when that was happening, we didn't have the Burrows and Herberts and dudes like that and Hurts. Like it's gonna be harder to become a top 5
It's
quarterback
going
now
to be
than
hard,
it was before.
but based off of his past
Tom
success,
Brady was Tom Brady
based off
was
of his
balling.
past
Aaron Rodgers
success,
was
yeah.
balling.
Based off of his
that's
past
it.
success,
Lamar Jackson
we
was
know
MVP.
Deshaun Watson can be that guy. We've seen him do it. So I think, if anything, if Deshaun Watson if the floor or if the ceiling of Deshaun Watson is like top 7, like not consistently over Jalen Hurts, then to me it's still a failure. You gave him $230 guaranteed.
It's fair.
He needs
So
to
wait,
be that
so
guy.
make the playoffs?
So you got to make the playoffs, and Deshaun Watson needs to return to being a top 5 quarterback. That's it.
Yeah, I think if you make the playoffs and you
In a loaded division, yeah.
see
It's just
Deshaun,
tough.
you're good.
The ceiling is winning the division. Outside of that, anything could happen.
Ceiling's win a couple playoff games.
What's the
You got the Ravens,
intro?
brother.
Here's what a successful season looks like for the Ravens.
All right, here's what a successful season looks like for the Baltimore Ravens.
It's gonna go crazy right now.
Yeah, they go
Hey,
16-1.
Put on the seatbelt. Strap
yeah,
in,
strap
boys. Strap in.
Hold on for dear life. Oh, you're holding on to the jumpsuit too.
No, I'm in like a roller
Oh,
coaster.
you're like the
roller coaster.
All right, lock in.
They win the AFC North.
yeah.
Lamar Jackson has an MVP type year. One of the receivers that they have proves to be really fucking good.
Which one?
No,
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
any.
Doesn't matter. Continue.
That's-
Continue.
Zay Flowers plays so well. He's in the Rookie of the Year conversation.
Wait,
Offensive
can you
Rookie
lock
of the
back
Year.
in? I'm just concerned for your safety.
Did I say the Ravens won the division?
Yeah, you did.
you did.
That was the first thing you said.
So now they're in the playoffs. The Ravens have to make the AFC Championship game.
For it
They
to be
have
successful?
to. They have.
I don't think so.
They absolutely have to make the AFC Championship game. They cannot lose before. If they lose in the divisional, disappointment. Because we've seen them go to the divisional. Lamar finally got a playoff win a couple years ago. We've seen them do that.
All right, I'm taking the seatbelt off.
So they have to at least make the AFC Championship game. And look, they can lose in the AFC Championship game because it's like we talked about, it's a progression. So next year, go win the AFC Championship game. But this year, they at least have to make it. Lamar already got his playoff win. He's got that monkey off his back. He's free. Go win this AFC, or go make it to this AFC Championship game.
You're just saying make it to the AFC Championship.
Make it to the AFC Championship game. You can lose, but if you make it this year, then we got hope for the following years because this team's young. They got a lot of talent. They could go win in the next year.
It's so hard in the AFC to say
was
that
gonna
you
say,
should. It's just only a success if you make it there.
No, it is.
It's so hard.
I think
Lamar
it's
Jackson is an MVP. Lamar Jackson is an MVP candidate every single year he's on the football field.
True.
Yeah,
So-
when he's fully healthy the whole year, yes.
So you have that. When you have an MVP candidate at quarterback and you have the talent that they have on that roster, you got to go at least to the
It's
AFC
not about what you have to
Defensively.
do, though. A successful season is your floor. What should you be content with? What should you be happy with?
I think
if
if
I'm
they
the
win a
AFC
playoff
Championship game, bro.
I think
answered
the most
question.
important thing. I get that, but I'm countering what you're saying.
Bro,
I
know how
don't
many
agree.
great teams are in the AFC.
I think the Ravens, a successful season looks like you are better than the Bengals. Like for some
Agreed.
reason, that is the competition. Lamar returns
Agreed.
to the
That is-
top 5 guy. No matter what,
it's
you
a
have the
rivalry, yeah.
roster, you have the team, but you have to surpass the Bengals. Now, if the Bengals, whatever that looks like, if that means meeting them in the AFC Championship, sure. But if they do better than you, to me, that is not a successful season.
So if the Bengals miss the playoffs,
and they
which is
make-
likely because the AFC North is hard.
which is likely. I wouldn't.
Well, no, the
say.
AFC North is hard. This is what he's saying.
Yeah, okay.
If
Not
they make
because of their
if they
lack of
miss the
talent.
playoffs and the Ravens make the playoffs because of the Bengals
And
or
the Ravens
something,
lose in the first round, it was a successful season for them.
it wouldn't be the best, but I'd be.
No, I think
No,
the
they need
Ravens
to win a playoff
playoff
game. They need
game.
to win
They
a
Because
already,
Lamar-
they already did that
The thing, years ago.
2 years ago. Not
Yeah,
years
that's
ago.
what I
2
said,
years
years
ago.
ago.
They need
2
to
years ago.
Years,
Yeah, 2
technically,
years ago.
Years plural more than one.
Well, years is
Yeah.
plural more than one, but years ago.
I understand how that's.
All right.
implies 4
But
or
all I'm
5
saying
years
is
plus.
Lamar's only won one playoff game. Got to go out and win another.
I
can't-
agree.
you-
I think if you win one playoff game
Yeah.
and Lamar's back to that top 5 MVP
Then
guy,
you're like, all right, next year, boys. You
And
That's
fucking
the
ready.
floor
But
of
that's my
success.
argument.
Like
That's
He's
next
already
year.
won one
floor of
playoff game.
success.
Go win another. Win 2. That's
But
my
you
point.
can't-
You
but
just
that's
said my,
that would
the whole
exceed.
thing.
Like, yes, the natural progression of that would be awesome. But if they
1 plus
win
1
one
is 2.
playoff game and Greg Roman, Lamar can show they could be an actual quarterback and not just a Greg Roman style running guy, then that to me is also success.
That's the floor of success.
But that to me is
That's
what you
what
should
we're
be
saying.
happy with.
I
That's
was
what
more like we
The
were
minimum
okay.
thing you can have to have a successful season.
We were okay with Kirk Cousins winning a playoff game, winning a playoff game because he's never done it before. Lamar Jackson has won a playoff game. Now go win 2.
one,
But he's
though.
got to win one more.
Bro, if Kirk Cousins has won 0, we're judging him off. Go win 1. Lamar has won 1. What's that mean? Win 2. Natural progression. It's
it's
like
not
when you're in
the s-
elementary
it's not
school
the
and you're
same
taking a
because Kirk
standardized
plays in
test,
the
and it's
NFC.
like dog equals 4 legs, and then you see bird equals 2. It's like a
Bro,
fucking
Kirk
standardized
plays in the
test.
have no idea
NFC,
what
which
that
is
means.
like
I don't know what that means.
4
I have no idea
teams
what that
deep.
means.
that
Can
are
you
really,
go?
really good. The AFC is like 8.
Also, 1 plus
Y'all
1
gotta start
equals
doing
2.
your math
That's 2
tables.
playoff games.
Start doing your math tables.
Can you
Exactly. 2 playoff games. AFC Championship. That's what you
Bro,
mean.
I know
No,
you're
I'm
so
saying
high on
you
it, but it's
win
hard to
one
win 2
more. I'm
games.
saying
Making
you
the
win
AFC
one
Championship
more.
is so hard to do. It's so hard to do.
What's Dak's expectation this year? What's Dak Prescott's expectation?
Bro, that's NFC. I'm talking AFC because the
that has
AFC
nothing
is
to
way
do
more
with
loaded.
anything.
You want me to answer that question?
Yes.
What's Dak's expectation is
How many playoff games?
I
do
think
you
the
win
NFC
this year?
Championship.
expectation or what I think would be a successful season for Dak. Those are 2 different things.
Yeah.
Those are completely different
They
things.
are.
That's
They
the
are.
conversation
We're all
we are
saying
trying
the
to
same
have.
thing.
Expectation is based off of a successful season.
No, it's not.
It has to be-
The expectation for the New York Jets is to win the Super Bowl. If you don't win the Super Bowl, you should still be content with at least doing something, getting close. It wouldn't be exactly what you wanted,
Yes.
but that's what this
Yes.
conversation
That's
is.
what the
different things.
conversation
What
is.
should you be happy with?
The minimum.
If Dak wins 1 playoff game this year and then loses in the divisional round, that is a failure.
Because you did it last year.
Because you've done it for years.
And Lamar has won a fucking playoff game, so he has to
He's
win
won
2.
one.
Lamar Jack.
And Dak has won 1, and
Did
he wanted
Lamar
to
Won
win 2.
2. Dak's won 2.
No, he's won 1. He's never made
Felipe,
it to the NFC Championship
what did the
game.
Ravens do last year? How far did the Ravens get last year?
Lamar was hurt.
How far? I don't care. How far did the Ravens get last
conversation's
We're
year?
not
talking
Lamar.
about the Ravens, not Lamar.
Bro, the point is the
Yeah.
Cowboys won a playoff game. Correct?
So now they have
How
to win
far
2.
did the Cowboys get last year?
To the NFC, to the divisional game.
Correct. So they need to surpass that because it happened last year. So natural progression is to
Last
get
year
a
doesn't
tad
count for the Ravens because Lamar was hurt. Now he's healthy.
Bro,
It's a different team, though.
Yeah, they're a better team. They're a better team than they were 2 years ago.
If in your mind is
but to
success,
say that it's only successful if they are one of the 2 best teams in the AFC that has the Dolphins, the Jets, the Bengals, the Chiefs, there's so many damn teams there.
Hey, man.
to me, that's if you make the AFC Championship,
cream
that
rises
is
to the top.
That is overachieving. If you make the AFC, or not even that, to me is like that's your ceiling. You
So
make the AFC
you
Championship,
expect
unbelievable.
them to make that then?
No, I think their ceiling's a Super Bowl win. They're that good. But
Yes,
they got to get to the
I agree.
AFC Championship. They got to get to the AFC Championship.
I don't.
They got to win one playoff game.
Agree to
to
disagree.
surpass the Bengals.
You don't have to agree.
Yeah.
You
No, I
don't
know.
have to agree. That's not
true.
the
I'm
problem.
just trying to, yes, it is. We
No.
all have to agree.
Adam just
Go.
It was Adam's idea, so he's very into this. You know?
Yeah.
Well, because I think we're
Anyway.
talking expectation,
All right,
reality.
stop. Go.
Here's
stop.
What, here's
I'm
realis-
on your side, bro.
Thanks.
Go.
Here's what a successful season for the Cincinnati Bengals looks like. You went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Yeah. You went to the AFC Championship game last year. Win that bitch. Get the Lombardi.
You have to win.
Yeah.
You have to win the Super Bowl.
I think you have
Joe Burrow has to play like an MVP this year. He has to prove that he's better than Josh Allen and that he's closer to the level of Patrick Mahomes.
He also
than
needs to play
people think.
really well in the playoffs.
He needs.
Yeah.
He needs to.
I
Well,
agree.
if you're winning the Super Bowl, he has to ball the fuck out in the playoffs.
Yes.
Wait, so why do they need to win a Super Bowl?
Because they made the Super Bowl 2 years ago. They made the AFC Championship game last year.
Oh, so the natural progression if they
Bro,
made the AFC
shut the
Championship
fuck
would be-
up. I
would be
get
to make
it.
the Super Bowl. All right, so I admit you're wrong.
You
No,
disagree.
because
You
the
disagree.
Bengals have had
You're
so
allowed
much
to
more
disagree,
success
bro.
the last 2
You're
years.
allowed to disagree, but like don't use an opposite logic of
No,
one
this
to
is
make it
no,
different.
around,
this isn't
bro.
opposite
It's
logic.
literally the same
You're
thing.
fucking it up.
We're
because
all
the last
seeing
2
it
years,
differently.
the Bengals lost in the Super Bowl and they lost at the AFC Championship game. The Ravens lost in the first round of the fucking playoffs last year and they won 1 game 2 years
Lamar
before.
didn't play.
It is
Lamar didn't,
totally different.
Lamar didn't play
It is
last year.
totally
bro.
different, though.
Did Lamar Jackson
We're talking
play
about
last
a team,
year?
not a
Did Lamar
quarterback.
Jackson play last
We are
year?
talking about a fucking team. I did not say here's what the best season for Joe Burrow would look like.
Yes,
Why
exactly.
did the
That's the
Niners
season
lose?
what the Bengals
Why
would
did the
look like.
Niners lose in the playoffs? Because they didn't have Brock Purdy playing.
Bro, yes, but they're on their
Okay,
fifth
that's why
string
we talk
quarterback.
about
That's
quarterbacks.
different. That's different.
Go.
I don't know what, bro. Like,
I'm just saying, brother.
I
The
just think
Bengals. The
the
gotta have
Bengals.
the
consistent
realistic
logic.
expectation. No,
You gotta have consistent
if
logic.
the
I don't
Bengals
think you're
in the
having
last 2
consistent
years
logic.
have lost in the Super Bowl and lost the AFC Championship game. So what would be losing in the Super Bowl again does fucking nothing for me if I'm a Bengals
Correct.
fan. You
Yes.
have to go out and win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I agree.
I
You
agree.
have to do it.
I agree.
Exactly. All
All
right.
right.
But
I agree, but I'm using the same logic, so that's all I'm saying. I
No, you
agree with
didn't.
that.
you're
You
twisting
didn't.
the logic a little bit.
We all see what you're seeing is the same logic. The 3 of us all see differently.
No.
I'm just telling you from our perspective, it's a totally.
I
different.
know you love the Ravens.
My
bro. We
expectation
get
for the
it.
Bengals is also to win the Super Bowl.
But
that's
you're
not
using-
expectation. Oh my
Yes.
god.
We're using
We're
the word
using,
expectation
like-
far too much.
Yeah.
It's not about their expectations. It's about what is reality. And the Ravens' reality is
The
not
reality
to-
is a Super Bowl.
The reality is they lost in the
because they
first
made the
fucking round of
AFC
the playoffs
Championship
last year, and Lamar's only
All
won one
right,
playoff game.
all
The
right.
Bengals made the
We're
AFC
having
Championship
fun.
last year.
What would be considered a successful season for your team? Let us know in the comments. Also, if we get to 20,000 subscribers, if you share with your friends, Jack is going to get a Tua Tagovailoa tattoo. So please share it with them. Also, give us 5 stars on Apple or Spotify. Do us a favor, all right? It helps us out. And lastly, for any betting advice, betting promos, go to thegameday.com. You are gonna find it all.